KTRH News Time is 7:17, and joining me right now, Dan Barker from Freedom from Religion Foundation in Wisconsin, and Henderson County Commissioner Wade McKinney. Gentlemen, welcome to Houston's Morning News.
Good morning.
Dan, let me start with you. If you're offended by the baby Jesus, why don't you just turn and look the other way?
Well, if it's on government property, you can't turn and look the other way. The government property belongs to all of us. We have, our members in town. There are a whole bunch of Texans who don't believe in the Christian myth, who still love to party this time of year. We've been celebrating this time of year long before Christians came along and crashed the party, and we think it's unfair if it's on government property and looks like it's being endorsed by the government.
So it's a matter of it's unfair. It's not illegal. It's unfair.
Well, it's illegal if the government does it. If it's
why is that, Dan?
Because the government's supposed to be neutral. The government's not supposed to pick sides in our disagreements on religious matters.
All right,
Millions of good Texans don't believe in this myth, this insulting myth that a God sent a son down who created a hell because
millions.
Where'd
you get that? Where'd you get that number from, Dan?
Right now, the American Religious Identification Survey says that atheists and agnostics and non-religious are the fastest-growing segment of the population. This is our party, too. This is our...
We're in Texas. Where did you get millions? Where did you get the number millions for Texas?
Well, there's about 40 million in the country of atheists right now, and so when you divide that by 50, it's about a million people in Texas. So there's a lot of people in your state who don't believe the Christian myth. In fact, only 75% are Christians. There are Jews and other non-Christians, and it belongs to all of us. And so it's an offensive nativity scene. Why shouldn't we express our point of view as well in a country that's proudly rebellious? We kicked out the king, the dictator, the Lord.
Dan, let me get Henderson County Commissioner Wade McKinney in here. Wade, thanks for your patience. Are you breaking the law?
We do not believe we are at this time. It meets all of the standards set through the Supreme Court rulings that this is a secular display in total. The nativity scene is just as much a part of the seasonal celebration as Santa Claus, as the trumpeters we have, all of the icons that go along with Christmas. We do not feel we're breaking the law.
All right, very good. Gentlemen, if you would hang on for just a second, spirited discussion here. I like that. When we come back, we're going to talk about what we can do moving forward. Maybe there's a way that we can improve this. Maybe we just tell the Freedom from Religious folks they can't come into Texas. I mean, it's just a thought. KTRH News Time is 7:22. Joining me is Dan Barker, Freedom from Religion Foundation. That's Freedom from Religion Foundation out of Wisconsin. Also, Henderson County Commissioner Wade McKinney. The Freedom from Religion Foundation wants the Henderson County folks to take down a nativity scene. Wade, let me start with you. You don't have any intention of taking this thing down, do you?
Well, no, not at this point in time, because in fact we feel like we're in all tenets with the law.
Who's paying to put that? Is the county putting that up, or is there a private group that's putting it up?
There's a nonprofit organization that the county entered in that allowed to do the courthouse lawn decorations back in 2002. The county itself does not have anything to do with the placement, the purchase of, or anything associated other than we gave the nonprofit organization the right to decorate year-round, not just at Christmas, but year-round on our lawn.
Dan, you guys going to head on over to Henderson County, Texas, and put up some atheist material?
Well, Wade might be right. If it's privately owned, then it's a public forum, in which case the county cannot deny us, our members in town. In fact, there are atheists and agnostics and non-Christians in your town who are complaining about that nativity scene. You would.
How many, Dan? How many?
I don't know. We haven't counted them. How many Christians are there? You don't know that.
Well, you got one complaint, from what I understand.
And that one complaint is worth $1 million. And in this country, the First Amendment protects all people. No city or county should discriminate on religious grounds, even if there's one. Every American citizen has a full right to full participation in this government. If the county does not put up our sign representing the views of many residents who do not believe Christianity, then they are indeed breaking the law, discriminating, favoring. So we would like to send our winter solstice, an atheist greeting, saying this is the winter solstice. There are no gods. There's no devils. This is a silly myth, really, when you think about this Jesus story. And a lot of people in town, you put it on your front lawn, put it on your church property, but on the seat of government gives the appearance of government endorsement, especially when you walk by that nativity scene. You don't see anything else around it. You don't see The other things are way back around the other corners. That does give the appearance to a reasonable observer that the county is preferring and allowing and endorsing.
All right, Dan, take a breath. Take a breath. Wade, would you put up a sign like that if Dan brought you a nice sign? Would you put it up next to the nativity scene?
Well, as far as in Texas, there are 5 members on this body, on the Commissioner's Court, and one member cannot make the decision. It has to be a decision made by all 5 members. It has to be a majority vote of the court for anything that the county does. So as for myself, I can't say what the court will do. All right.
Gentlemen, I'm running a little short on time. I want to thank you both for your time. Dan, if you can get that sign up there, I think that's fine. Dan, have you ever been to Texas?
A lot of times. We were down in Houston protesting Perry's big fasting prayer rally.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. So you know Texans, they don't take kindly necessarily to stuff like that. But good luck with it. Gentlemen, I want to thank you both for coming on today. We certainly do appreciate it, and we'll keep our eyes and ears open to find out what happens. Hold fast, Henderson County. Do not break.